It's about time, motherfuckers. All right, motherfuckers. Holy shit, it's been a long year. It is time to talk about the gear finally for my CDT Thru hike 2021. I'm currently in my hotel room in Atlanta, Georgia. I am flying out to Texas tomorrow, at which point I will get a ride to New Mexico to start the Continental Divide Trail. This is going to be the most ghetto gear video of all time. I'm not going to elaborate on a lot of this shit because most of this stuff I've already carried before on the AT and PCT. I've just got some upgrades, so I'm going to burn through this shit because I know a lot of you guys want to know what I'm carrying. This shit probably will change, and a lot of this is going to break down over 3,000 miles, but this at least is the gear I'm starting with. All right, so no particular order, we're just going to roll through this shit. The pack I will be carrying on the CDT this year is the Hyperlight Mountain Gear Wind Rider, or not the Wind Rider, the Junction 3400. On the AT, I carried the Wind Rider 3400 white version. On the PCT, I carried the black version. Now I've got the Junction, all 3400 packs. This pack has served me well, so there's no reason to change it. Do you get a new upgrade patch, parental advisory? I say fuck a lot. Just to give you a heads up if you're new to this goddamn channel. What I will be sleeping in this year is an upgrade from, so on the AT and PCT, I used the same damn quilt. It lasted 2 through hikes. I had the Enlightened Equipment 20 degree Revelation. I've got a 20 degree Enigma this year, still made by Enlightened Equipment. These do come with straps that you can tie to your sleeping pad, but I do not use those. I would say I'm a pretty average sleeper as far as temperature goes, so 20 degrees is more than enough for me. If it does drop below, freezing, I have my liner I carry. This is just a 15 degree Sea to Summit liner. I go inside my quilt. For my tent, I'll be carrying this year. I was up in the air about this, going back and forth, but I have decided I'm carrying the Z-Packs Duplex. Now I started out with the Duplex on the AT and getting shredded by Virginia. I assume that's going to happen again on the CDT. I have my Hyperlight Mountain Gear Durago 2 on deck to have shipped up to me if this thing shits the bed, but I will be starting with the Duplex. What will I be sleeping on? Thermarest, excellent, goddamn Thermarest. I will say, I sleep like a baby on this pad when it is working properly. As many of you know from the PCT, I had an issue with going out with my valve. I got multiple punctures in this bitch. I was on the phone with Thermarest for like 3 days. Worst goddamn customer service out of any gear company I've dealt with. Yeah, Thermarest, I hope you're watching this shit. But they have made some upgrades to this year's pads. They changed the valve on it. It's like a butterfly double valve, which I'm a huge fan of. I've slept on this thing now probably maybe half a dozen nights. It's awesome. It keeps me warm. And it's not as loud as it used to be. All right, let's move on to what I'm going to be wearing on the CDT. Well, I'm not going to get naked for you, but I have my shorts on currently. These are Sherpas. I don't know what the model number is, but there's a side zipper on that. Don't look at my ass. 2 zipper pockets, 1 zipper pocket down the sides. They're nice, stretchy. They're comfortable. I don't wear shorty shorts. I'm not trying to show my nutsack on YouTube because YouTube doesn't like me already. As a shirt, I am going with ghetto ass Wrangler. Bought this fucker at the Tractor Supply 2 days ago. It's awesome. It's breeze good. I don't give a shit. It's short sleeve. I just throw sunscreen. I'm not really worried about my arms burning. I'll throw sunscreen on my hands and call it good. I get burnt to shit the first week. I don't really give a shit. It's comfortable, it's light, and it's got snaps. I enjoy the snap shirts as opposed to regular buttons. For a mid layer, I'll be rocking the Patagucci R1. Love this thing. The main key to this thing is the thumb loops. I'm a huge fan of thumb loops, so this thing is awesome to hike in. As far as socks go, I am rocking 2 pair of hiking socks, both darn tough. Thick pair of smart wool socks to sleep in. Also to sleep in, I have a Patagonia base layer top, or actually the top is Patagucci and the bottoms are Montbells. I don't even know what the fuck model is, doesn't goddamn matter. If my delicate man fingers decide to get cold, I have some, what the fuck are these? OR liner gloves and a Sherpa beanie. And as far as shoes, I'll be starting and probably finishing with Ultra Lone Peak 5.0s. These are this year's models that came out. They did make some nice improvements to the 5.0s. They reinforced the toe guard, which that thing sucks and it constantly peels, at least in the past. They've added a heavy duty stitch right there, and they removed they moved the drainage ports and added 2 abrasion resistant materials on the toe there. So I've been rocking these for all around mountain crossings like last 3 months or so. They're comfortable. I never get blizzards in Lone Peak, so I'm staying with them. And for a camp jacket, I recently bought an Outdoor Research, the new one that came out, the Helium, I think it's called. They're down puffy jacket, but then I've been eyeballing this goddamn jacket since I started working at mountain crossings, and I finally pulled the trigger. I get a discount there, so it was worth pulling the trigger on it. I dig it. This is a Mount Bell Thermowrap. It's synthetic. I prefer synthetic to down, actually, as far as, you know, resistance to weather and all that good shit. I love my Outdoor Research one. I did buy a size probably too small that I needed. This one's a little bit bigger, and I'm getting fat, so I needed the extra room. But yeah, Mount Bell Thermowrap, it is warm as shit, mine. To protect me from the sun and take my long ass siesta, 2-hour lunches that I love in the desert, I am hauling an umbrella at least through New Mexico. I got heat exhaustion twice in Southern California. I'm not going through that shit again. And contrary to the PCT, in New Mexico on the CDT, there is nowhere to fucking hide out there. There's no bushes. I think there's the first tree is like 4 miles in, but beyond that, there ain't a goddamn thing to get hide up from the sun. So I will not be hiking with this, most likely. This is only for taking siestas and being able to sit down and get out of the goddamn sun for an hour while I take a break. Probably do a lot more late evening hiking on the CDT, at least through New Mexico, but I'll be hauling that and probably shipping it up to the Wind River Range when I get there. As far as water carry goes, basically the same setup, except for I'm going with a CNOC this year. You know, I don't know, I've had mixed reviews on this. I have a lot of buddies that use this thing. I don't know. There's a mixed reviews on Amazon and all that shit. I'm gonna give it a shot this year. I don't know what the fuck. Last year I just did four smart water bottles. This year I'm gonna do a collapsible bag just to save on space in my pack. I can collapse this thing. This is only for camp water. This is a 2-liter CNOC. And then for my bottles, I'm going 2 1.5 liters, at least through New Mexico. That gives me a capacity of 5 liters. And then going with the Sawyer Squeeze, tried and true. I hate backflushing the fucking thing, but they're convenient. Just squeeze the bottle and go, mine. And then as far as little ditty bullshit sacks go, everything, all my shit fits right in this quart-sized Ziploc. I got a Deuce of Space trowel, I got hand sanitizer, I need to pick up some toilet paper, Body Glide, sunscreen, super glue, chapstick, beard oil, toothbrush, toothpaste, a backup lighter, a backup cap for my smart water bottles, a beard comb, and that's about it. Nail clippers. I'll probably pick up some tweezers. I don't know. And the last thing I got sitting right here is my sit pad. New sit pad. My last one made 2 through hikes. Everything was shredded. Had burn marks. I melted because I also used mine as a windscreen around my stove. Yeah, that thing was shredded. So I picked up a new Thermarest Z seat for this year to sit down on. And my cooking setup. As far as food storage goes, I got this Outdoor Research, very similar to the pod sacks that I carried last year on 2019 on the PCT. I like the zip sacks for food, mainly because, you know, if you've got a 20-liter normal dry bag fully loaded and you want that one goddamn mountain house first night out of town, you got to dump the whole fucking thing out to get to it. This thing, even if it's fully loaded, I just open it up, zip it up, and I can see everything that's in there. I can cherry pick my Nutella and my Sour Patch watermelons and all that good shit. Eat that good stuff right off the bat. This is a Tokes titanium spoon with the polished bowl. I'll probably lose 4 of these on the CDT. I don't give a shit to buy a new one. Or my buddy Scott Stevenson can send me a new one. This generally isn't enough for like more than 4 days, really. So I have an old Hyperlight Mountain Gear large pot sack. That's what I like to do for my food storage. 2 bags, I can, you know, divvy it up, whatever. But I like the zip sacks for my food storage. As far as food goes, cooking. Toke 750, same pot I've used all the last 2 through hikes, except I had to buy a new one because I lost my old one. I may or may not have shed a tear when I lost that thing. This is my favorite piece of gear all the time. My cook pot is everything for me. It gives me my coffee in the morning. I get to eat out of Saints, what you look forward to in the mornings and the evenings. Fortunately, I had to get a new one, but I've used this on a fire a couple times, so it's starting to get some seasoning lick to it. But yeah, 750 Tokes. It fits a 4-ounce fuel can, a lighter, a pack towel, and a stove all in the one pot. That's why I love the 750. Got my lighter. This lighter is going to Triple Crown. This is my same Walking Dead lighter I've had since the Appalachian Trail, and it's still going strong. As far as stove goes, same stove I used last year on the PCT in 2019. This is the Optimus Crux Lite. Had really no issues with this thing. I haven't used it as often as I normally do, so the hinges are a little stiff, but they'll loosen up over time. The only thing I don't like about this thing is the throttle on it. It's either full bore or nothing. You can't simmer on this thing, which I don't do anyway, but if you've just got this thing on a slow simmer, it tends to rattle itself shut. So it's full fucking bore on that thing, and it boils water in like 2 to 3 minutes. Small pack towel, I think this is the same pack towel I've used on the AT and PCT. It's got stains all over it, food stains, and Oh, I'm not gonna talk about the other stains that's on that bitch. All right, and that's all my gear. I'll go the electronics, but as far as the accessories on my pack go, I have a Hyperlight Mountain Gear phone pouch, challenge tobacco goes in there. I have the same PCT bandana I carried in 2019. I have a Garmin Mini. I'm gonna give a shot this year. This is only my SOS button. I don't only text with this thing. I don't know anybody. Then on my other shoulder strap, I have my Peak Designs capture clip to hold my camera. That's all the accessories that I keep on my fucking pack. Same I Love Hiking hat. I've added a CDT pin to it. Hopefully I can finish this goddamn trail and will become a triple crowner so I can justify wearing that pin. And a new AT buff I have on my head to keep my bald head from burning. Let's go over my goddamn electronics because it's a lot. All right, motherfuckers, I'm gonna run through my electronics, camera gear. It's all charging right now, so I'm good to go for the trail tomorrow when I leave. But camera, I am rocking the same camera. Well, actually, it's a new one, but because I broke my one on the PCT. This is the Sony a7 III. The lens I carry on it 90% of the time is this 16-35 f4 by Sony with a neutral density filter on that thing. Rode Video Micro for audio. This thing can carry two SD cards at once. So I'm shooting backups, or I do photo to one, video to the other kind of a thing. I change that up quite often. As far as tripod goes, this is a new tripod. This is by Small Rig. What I like about this one compared to the last one I used is it's got a way to do panning shots on this thing. There's two ways to adjust it. I can do panning and pano photo and video with that thing. So the legs are a little stiff, but we'll get used to it. Other lenses I will be carrying is my 70-200 by Sony. This is an f4 as well. This thing's it's heavy as shit. I mean, compared to the f2.8 version, it's not that bad, but I think I can justify carrying this thing for photography alone. That's what I'm using it for. I probably won't shoot video on that thing. Very rarely, maybe at camp. The other lens I will be carrying is a Sony G 20mm 1.8. I bought this thing for astrophotography. For Milky Way shots, I want to get into astrophotography this year in those desert skies in New Mexico. Hopefully we'll justify carrying this lens. It's pretty damn light, but this will sit in my pack until camp. And the other camera I'll be carrying is my DJI Mavic Mini. Comes in its own little carrying case. I've got spare propellers up here in case I break them. This thing just connects to my phone. That's how I use it to navigate. The controller there. The phone I'll be using, which I'm filming with now, is my iPhone 12 Pro. I also have three spare batteries. Well, one goes in the DJI and I have two spares. Each battery gives me about half hour of flight time depending on weather conditions. So I'm gonna rock that and hopefully get some killer audio or aerial footage for you guys on the CDT this year. As far as editing goes, I'm rocking an iPad mini. That's what I do all my video editing on. I have two spare batteries for my Sony. These batteries are pretty massive. I get at least a day's worth of footage out of one battery, but I've got two backups. If I do need to charge it, I have a 20,000 milliamp hour Anchor charger. I have more on deck if I need to have shipped up, but I don't see myself needing more than 20,000 with all these spare batteries. As far as listening to music, podcasts, and editing at night, I have two headphones here. One I will edit on this is for editing. This is my AirPods Pro. I like the what the fuck you call it? It tunes out everything. You can't hear shit when you got these things on. So when I edit and I want to get away from fucking people, I throw those on. As far as podcasts and shit, on trail listen to music, I have regular AirPods. You can hear your surroundings a little bit better with these things. So these will be for the trail, which will probably get damaged. These ones will live in my pack for editing only at night and when I'm in towns. And I reckon that is all my electronics. It's a shit ton of weight. This is probably the majority of my weight is all this. Chowing tobacco, you know, that's a necessity right there. Little accessories I carry. Here's my electronics pouch. I carry an extra eye cup for my Sony because I tend to lose those things. As far as storage goes, I have a Pelican case here, which holds all my SD cards. In this case, I have around 1,200 gigabytes of storage, and I went through every goddamn one of these cards on the PCT. So if I have to format them, I'm gonna have to transfer them all to my iPad to make room, but I'm hoping all these, with the also two I have in my camera currently, is enough storage to get through the whole fucking trail. A couple sensor cleaning kits I carry in case I need to clean my sensor on trail, get rid of those dust spots. I have a camera adapter that I use to transfer footage from my Sony to my iPad. This SD card adapter is to transfer raw photos to my iPad or my phone to edit. Little Allen key to adjust my clip from my Peak Designs capture clip. That's in there as well. And a rocket blower to clean off my sensor and get the dust spots off. And that is everything that's in there. That's all my goddamn electronics. That whole setup right there probably weighs 8 pounds. I never fucking weighed it. One last thing I forgot to talk about is my headlamp, new headlamp this year. The last one I've carried in the PCT and AT was way overkill. This is a Petzl Bindi. It's more minimalistic. It's a rechargeable one only. There's no batteries in this thing. It's got a red light on it and this little drawstring cord. Very minimalistic. I rarely do any night hiking, so that's more than enough for me. I think it's 250 lumens, so that should be more than enough for any night hiking I decide to do. All right, mofos, that is all my gear. Last thing I forgot to talk about are my sunglasses. These are Smith Optics Guide's Choice. I love these glasses. The dude that sent me a pair of these and then when I was on the Sierras on the PCT, I'm losing them after 3 days at Mather Pass, so I loved them so much I decided to get me a new pair this year. They're pretty baller. It's a lot of fucking gear. It's a lot of fucking weight. Don't ask me what my goddamn pack weighs. With food and water, it's gonna be up there, mine, especially out of town. I don't give a shit. It's my fucking gear. It's my back. I'll carry it to fucking Canada. Hope you enjoyed this gear video. I hate talking about gear, but I know a lot of you guys like nerding out on this shit. This stuff's gonna change. It's gonna break down. I'm gonna have more shit shipped up to Montana. This thing evolves over a 3,000 mile trail, so this is at least what I'm gonna be starting with. Thank you all for being so patient. I've been antsy as shit, especially these last 2 months, counting down the days until I can go hiking again, and it's finally here. If you guys would like to support my channel, all the links will be listed below in the description box. I will be pumping out the videos, probably get myself a week's cushion after I hit the trail. Instagram will be more up to date, but I give myself a week once I get on trail for the videos to start coming out. That way I can pump videos out for you guys every single day. I'm stoked, man. I'm ready to go hiking. I know you guys are ready to go watch me hike. It's gonna be fucking awesome. We'll see you fuckers on the trail.